These are bunching onions or green onions. I planted this bed early this spring with seeds I started myself, and I used them throughout the year, but just couldn't use them all. So here they are. They've gotten large. I've actually trimmed the tops off of them. What to do with them all? It's October 22nd, and we've already had a couple of freezes. Of course, these do fine in freezes, but some would last through the year maybe. But I got to find a use for some of these. So I decided, why not try to make some onion powder? I've never done it before, but figured it's an onion, it should work. So I'm going to chop these up, dehydrate them, and try to make some onion powder. So if you want to follow along, let's see how this works. Okay, so I brought in a bunch of one bunch from the garden. I've cleaned them up, and I'm just going to start chopping these. I'm trying to figure out which way to chop them. Doesn't matter because they're going to be made into powder. Yeah, this will work. I'm going to take it up the stalk a ways because now they're green onions. About half of this will be good, I think. By the way, this bunch I have here, that bed you saw, it's about a fraction of what the bed is. I just brought in enough to get started here. I don't know. May as well use the green. And I'm just going to go ahead and do this and show you when I'm done chopping these. Okay, this is what I ended up getting from what I had there. It's quite a few onions. I'm going to start with this. I could probably go out and get a few more, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to start with this. I got my dehydrator here. I took out my racks, and I'm just going to load these up on here and see how that works for me. Try not to overload them. I think that's about all I'm going to do per layer. Oh, look, they're falling through, so that's an issue. Now the bottom has a little tray in there that catches anything that falls down, so I'll be able to. I cleaned it out and everything, so I'll be able to use it whatever falls down through pieces here. Now, like I said, I've never done this before, so you'll watch my failures along with me. Anyway, I'm going to do this, finish filling this up. All right, here's the last one going in. This one's going to be a little bit full. I'm glad I didn't have any more, because this is about all this dehydrator can fit. Just gathering from that. I don't know. I've never done it before, so we'll see. Anyway, it's loaded. I'm going to turn it on. I got a vegetable setting here, and turn it on, leave it overnight. I'm going to put it outside. My wife appreciates that because this thing will make onions smell throughout the whole house. So see what happens when we look at it tomorrow. All right, our onions have dried for about 24 hours, and this is what we have. We got really crispy onions. So, word of warning, these things, when they start to dry out, it's almost overwhelming, the onion smell. I did it in the garage. We have a detached garage. I did it out there, but I wouldn't recommend doing this in the house unless you really love the smell of onions or strong BO. So anyway, word of caution there. So we'll see if I can do this without making a mess. Nope, gonna make a mess. This might make quite a bit of powder. You remember I told you I had that tray in the bottom? Well, there it is. It didn't collect that many, but it did keep some of them. All right, that's about what we ended up with that dehydrator. So we'll see how much powder that makes. But they're all dried and ready to go. All right, I'm just going to fill this smoothie cup like I did before. If you watched the chili pepper video, it's the same thing I used for that. So that's all right. All right. Add some more. All right, I'm gonna fill it up one more time. Okay, this is what we end up with. I guess that's enough to fill up a jar. But man, it's pretty fine. So my wife went to the thrift store the other day and scored this whole box of jars for spices for a couple bucks. I wish they were a little larger, but hey, for a few bucks, got some spice containers with sealing lid or seals on them. So I'm going to use those to fill these. I'll probably have to use a couple of them. Okay, I'm going to try to do it this way without making a mess. I'm going to make a little makeshift funnel, basically. A little bit of a mess. I just made a mess. Holy crap. I don't know if that was the best thing to do. Stuff's so fine it wants to stick together. Oh my gosh. That's not the way to do it. Well, I ended up getting 2 jars, which isn't bad, and a bit of a mess. But while tasting it, I don't know how they make the onion powder in the stores, but this is so much more intense onion flavor and so much sweeter. It's really, really good. I've never done this before, so I think I'm probably a success. So you might want to give it a try. Just word of caution, maybe put your dehydrator outdoors or in the garage or something like that. Anyway, I'm happy with it. So I don't know. I think it was a success. I'm happy with it. I took a few onions, and a day later, I've got powder. Wasn't that hard to do. Just had to deal with the smell of onions, but they were in the garage, so it wasn't a big deal. Hey, hope you come back next video. I'm gonna finish up the video I'm working on now on my fermented hot sauce. I'm about halfway done with the video, and I'll be putting that out next. So stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you stick around for the next one. Take care.